What's going on, everybody? Rob Ferretti here, and behind me, some lovely cars, right? And lovely cars are great because I offer some of these cars for rent. What I don't do is give them away for free or try not to let people take them. Now, that's what I'm experiencing now because it feels like I'm being watched, and I'm pretty sure that my security cameras caught somebody casing the joint the other day. All right, here we are outside of my warehouse. It's now 11:12 p.m. at night, clearly in a business district. Nobody is open, and you're looking at a car driving around a cul-de-sac, which is pretty innocuous, right? It's very normal. People are driving around the cul-de-sac. Guy may be going a little bit slow, but really he's in the main road. Nothing really concerning at this point. Seems he may be lost. Maybe he's on the phone. He's taking his time. This didn't really raise any flags for me. He stops over in front of the other building over there. Again, you're not thinking too much of it. It's a car driving by and seemingly getting lost. So now he goes off camera. I speed up the next 30 seconds here so you don't really have to sit here and wait for him to come back. But he drives around back there off camera, comes back into screen now, and he is now making round two. Round two is interesting because if he was lost and he's not looking for me and he's probably not looking for my neighbors, where is he going? Dips into the parking lot now and starts driving around. I'm going to speed this up a little bit too so you don't have to sit here and watch. But this is another 40 seconds that is elapsing where he's driving around a one-way parking lot and pops back out. So here we pick it up again. He was in our parking lot. He was in the street. He was in the neighboring parking lot, or at least street. And then he comes to take a peek over here by my front door. Now this is where I start to raise an eyebrow as to what's going on. Why is this guy driving into, this is a clear dead end. Right now we're looking at a dumpster and a wall. This is not a turnaround point. It's very weird and awkward to be in this position where you would pull in with your car here at night when you can clearly see there's nothing over there. Now he pulls up towards the door, and now I'm really starting to try to figure out what he's doing. And this, when you zoom in, is where it starts to get a little weird. He's looking up at the cameras and checking out what else there is. I guess looking for other things. He could just be confused. I don't know. It's very difficult to navigate this situation looking at this footage, but it is concerning because it is not normal behavior to pull into my door and start looking around for a minute at 11 o'clock at night. And then he backs up and ultimately will pull out. He just backs his way out of there. But that 1 minute period where he's sitting there staring at what's going on and looking directly at the cameras that I have mounted is semi-concerning to me. And let's just say a little suspect. Then after he backs up, he just drives away down the road, and that's the last I saw of him. Now, obviously, first thing you would say is like, why don't you go to the police? Well, you can't really depend on the police, right? Because I contacted the police. I'm like, hey, do you mind if I send this plate over? Can you take a look? See, at least see if the car was stolen, right? Just let me know. Give me confidence that, like, should I be worried? If a guy is looking at my security cameras and driving a stolen car at the same time, I'm going to be significantly more concerned than if a guy maybe just was driving around, he's from out of the town, he knows about my business, he wanted to come by and check out the area, right? Definitely didn't feel like that. Feels a lot more suspicious than that, but when you tell the cops that, you'd expect like, oh, sure, let's look that up for you. It's like, there's a form online. If you fill that out, maybe we'll reach out to you. Now remember, this is the same police department that when I provided them the truck that stole my trailer, I may as well have just crumpled it up in a little ball, and I'm not lefty, but like, Steph Curried that right into the garbage can because I never heard from them ever again. Hey, here's the company, here's this, here's that. Like, let me know what you come up with. Hello? Nothing. So I don't rely on the police. I want to be on top of things as best I can, right? You can't avoid this, right? There's Ferrari dealers, Lamborghini dealers, McLaren dealers, all locally that have been hit by theft. Now that's like gone in 60 seconds stuff. That is proper like security systems, monitoring, et cetera, et cetera. I like to think I'm a little bit better than them. So I've got the benefit of having shite boxes, so shite boxes is like Irish for shit boxes. I've got crap cars like my Audi. I'll park that in the way. I'll make impediments to my only entrance, and I've got one entrance. This is the only way you're getting the car out. And if you wanted to steal, just say, that's the 06. You're going to be here for a while. There are a lot of safeguards in place here, and I'm going to make it as unattractive as possible. And one of those things that I have is a lot of people have security cameras, right? You can, what the hell happened? You can look it up. I had that with my Ferrari that they tried to steal from my driveway. Gorgeous sky, by the way. It rained a lot last night. But the guy pulled in and he eyeballed my cameras. I got 3 of them right here. That's just to start. But that one is the important one. Now up here, I have Deep Sentinel, which, Deep Sentinel, Rob, what is that? It sounds pretty official. It's even better than having a security camera. It's a high definition camera with live monitoring on the other side. So where I can't sit here and monitor a camera all day long, because like I'll see stuff, I'll get camera alerts for people driving by, I can't sit there and hawk it. But there is somebody out there that can. And that's where I am in better shape. So at least as soon as somebody pulls up, that guy's looking, he's not on the recognized face list. You got a guy on the microphone that's going to talk to him and say, hey, who are you? What are you doing here? And if the response isn't like, here's the safe word, I'm with this guy, you're done. And they're going to call the cops immediately.
Attention. This area is under live surveillance.
So that's going to give this guy, instead of what is normally 3 to probably 15 minutes for a police response, depending on what's going on, that's going to give this guy literally like 90 seconds. And in 90 seconds, you're not doing much, right? You're grabbing the suction cup over here and running out the door. And this is not worth breaking in for. I promise you that. I'm going to take it home with me now anyway, just in case. Now I've got the cameras, the motion sensors, I got key boxes, I've got keys all over the place, I've got cars all over the place to know which car goes to which key, and et cetera, et cetera. The chaos works in my favor. And this is something that I'm concerned. I think there's possibly a lesser chance of me being robbed now, because this guy came and he saw these cameras and he's like, all right, like, there's too many cameras here. This is the only entrance to get the cars out. I'm out of here. He may have been surveilling all the buildings. He drove into many different parking lots, but I did see him come in. He may be looking to hit the building next door, and he's looking what cameras he may be visible on. This could just be somebody who's getting paid a couple $100 to go scout and see what's up. So we will see. I hope that there's enough outside deterrence, because it's not about catching people, right? It's about deterrent first. Like, the first thing you want to do is hope that they don't come in. And if they don't come in, you're in good shape. If they do attempt to come in, it's good to mitigate and stop that theft as quickly as possible. And sure enough, with one entrance and obviously live security monitoring and cops literally right down the road. And the cops do patrol around here, right? Like, the cops on that same night were here stationed twice, and they've always got their spotlight on, so they're doing their job. It's just like, it's so hard to be everywhere at the same time and know when something's going down. That's the biggest thing, is you have to know when something's going down. My alarm's going to go off as soon as the door is open, so whether they smash through it with a truck or something like that, the alarm's going to go off. Then they're going to have to get the keys, then they're going to figure out which key works to which car, and they're going to have to get past the Audi first, because that thing's going to be in the way, and nobody wants that thing. And it's going to be a minute before they're able to actually do anything. The only situation, and they're not vandalizing, right? They're not coming in to vandalize. When they're breaking into the dealers, they're taking the cars. Now, I think back about everybody now who came in and they were looking for a Christmas gift. Oh, we just want to check out can you show me this car? Can you show me this car? Because then they're there, not necessarily innocently. They could be there casing the place as well, right? Like, where are the keys? Where does the guy go for that? When I want this car, where did he go get that key from? These are all things that these actual criminals are doing and you guys aren't aware of, but I am. So, wish me luck. We'll see what happens. This could be completely innocent. This could just be a dude who was interested in my security cameras and driving around the parking lots awkwardly at night, but I do not feel bad for highlighting this and reminding everyone else to stay vigilant out there, because there is a lot of crime that takes place on a daily basis, and when you have things like these cars, there you become more of a target, and you don't want to be a target. And if you are a target, you have to be able to protect yourself and at least stay ahead and deter as much as you can, but stay ahead of anything so you can stop it as quickly as possible and or mitigate any loss. So stay tuned. Rob Ferretti, thank you for watching. If you recognize this dude, then tell him, like, hey, maybe you want to pick a different place, or like, hey, you're Insta famous now because this guy thought you were doing something wrong where you weren't, and maybe this guy wants to buy a gift certificate. I don't know. I didn't get that vibe. The activity was suspicious, right? Like driving around late night by yourself, looking directly at each of the cameras up there. There was a lot of suspicious. And having had stuff stolen from this area before, the flag is being raised. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens.